And we are live. Welcome back to the ARC-AGI Speedrun Challenge. So yesterday, what we did is this one, and I spent a lot of time trying to get the rotation working, but at the end we got it working. It's a bit hacky, but it works. And so now today, the challenge we're going to find to look at is this one. So for this one, in practice, we found the way to do it yesterday. So the idea is there's going to be like 4 shapes, and one of them is a different color, and so we just need to output the shape with a different color. And so the challenge with this one is that there can be one gap holes in between the shape. And so for this, what we can do is to extend our our function extract shapes. So let me actually start the timer. So we can the extract shape right now. Extract shape function right now uses for each side and diagonal to iterate on all of the elements. And so in this case, for example, like if we are here, it's just going to look at this, at those ones. And then the issue is that this is going to see black and black and black, and so it's never going to explore this one. But what we can do is to update for each side and diagonal to go 2 steps behind, 2 steps beyond, and then now it's going to be able to find this one. And it's still not going to be able to find the other shapes because there are always 2 black separations, so we should be good on this. So let's get started coding. So we first need to get to create our new test, and so now we're actually the output going to be to build a matrix of a size, but we don't know the size yet. So const shapes equals extract shapes for the input, and now I need to update extract shape to be able to have different for each function. So now in extract shape, so this one is going to be for each, and we're going to pass for each, and by default it's going to be for each side and diagonal. So now this is going to be like this, and so now we need to have our own for each. So function for each, which takes a callback, and so what we're going to do is to go 2, so I equals -2, I below, so 0, 1, 2, plus I, and same for let j equals -2, j 2 plus I, and so if I equals 0 and j equals 0, so this is the element itself, we're going to continue. Otherwise, we're going to call the callback with I and j. Perfect. And so now we do for each, our custom for each. And so now we have 4 shapes. So we're going to have 5 shapes. So the background and all of this, and probably like this one as well. So now we need to do shape.filter x is not equal shape shape.color is not equals 0, and so now we need to sorted shapes dot sorts A and B, and we want a.color minus b.color. Okay, so now we have the sorted shapes by color, and so now we just need to know if 1 is equal to 2. So if the first one is equal to the second one, then it's going to be the last one, otherwise it's going to be the first one. So So if sorted shapes, so const shape equal sorted shapes 0.color equals sorted shapes 1.color. So if this is the case, then it's going to be the last one, sorted shapes dot length -1. Otherwise, it's going to be the first one, sorted shapes 0. Okay, and so now, so we need to have the box. Once box equals get bounding get bounding box. Why doesn't it? I don't know what. Sometimes it's autocomplete, sometimes it doesn't. But when it doesn't, it's annoying. Import extract shape from. Okay. And now we need to. So box dot width, box dot height, and so now we need to copy some matrix. Okay, I don't know. Let me save maybe. So now copy sub nope. Okay. I don't know why autocomplete stopped working. From the slash copy some matrix. And so now so please okay, so input, so this is good. So x1, so this is equal to shape dot x, y1 this is shape dot y, width this is shape dot width, height this is shape dot height. Okay, so now output, and so x2 equals 0 and y2 equals 0. So we want to basically copy the shape. Okay, and now we return output, and now it should be working. Okay, so we want the 14, and there's an infinite loop, which is not good. Oops. Okay. Yep, so it was adding itself, so okay. So it's still doing an infinite loop. So okay, so this is doing the for each. So let me see why it's doing the infinite loop. Okay. I was hoping we could like speedrun this and it would be instant and everything, but I'm not sure. It's actually like putting the logs, so it must be buffering them and going to an infinite loop. So extract shapes. For each side diagonal. Okay. So how do I get my logs? Okay, so what we can do is, so if this is not working, what we can do is start commenting out stuff and see if it loops. Okay, so this is good. So let's also comment this out. Okay, so now this is going to an infinite loop. And so if we remove this, okay, so now it's not. So the issue is extract shape with for each plus j. Oh, okay. I already made this mistake once, now I'm making it again, so that's not good. Okay, so now it should be working. Okay, perfect. Okay, so now, okay, so okay, so it's no longer. Okay, so progress. Okay, so now T1, and we should T1. Okay, so the output is not. So now we can look at the shapes. Console dot log shapes. So what we expect, let's see what we expect. So what we expect is, so we're going to see all of the small shapes probably. So what I want is more like salted shapes. And so we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we have the shapes we actually expect. That's good, it's very good. And so this one is 2 and the other one are 8. So our shape should be the one with 2. Shape should be the one with 2. The one with 2, that's perfect. So now our box so 0, 11, and 10 and 10. 1, 2, yep, 5, 10, and probably 10. And this is x0, y11. Okay, so that's good. So now, and so this is shape.x, shape.y with height, input, and the output is 0, 0. No, this is box. Every time. Okay, now it's working. Perfect. So now I do T, I remove the pattern. Oh, okay. This one is not working. Interesting. So this one, the output is just this one. Okay, let me see. Okay, so this is number 3. So 3. Yep, this is not working. So console.log sorted shapes. Okay, so color 1, this is a big one, this is a big one, this is a big one. And so color 4, let me just check that color 4 is yellow. Yep. So this is the yellow shape. So the issue, so 318, 0, 1, 2, yep. This is the ones that we knew were going to be problematic, and they are problematic. But now the thing I don't know is why did this not catch them? -2, maybe it's 2 included. Yep. Okay, so now T, let's see if I broke everything. Yep, so that's working. Bam, 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 bam. And now we are done. Nice. Okay, so 30 minutes, but this was good. The biggest issue is I made a mistake here, and I made a mistake here, box. Yeah, I need to maybe what I should be doing is the shape. I don't need to I should get the bounding box of the shape. Yeah, actually, let me do that right now, because every time I make the mistake. So extract shape, and so shapes dot for each shape, const box equals get bounding box of shape, and so shape dot x equal box dot x, shape dot y equal box dot y, shape dot width equals box dot width, and shape dot height equals box dot height. Okay, so now I should be able to use the shape and stop doing get bounding box. Let's see if it works. Shape box is not defined. Yep. Shape. Yep, that's working. Okay, so we don't need this and we don't need this. Okay, perfect. So this is working. So next one, and I need to check chat, so let me take a second for this. And yeah, like you may have seen, I have like a cool t-shirt about Rubik's cubes of them also. I feel like this was fitting for this challenge. So stream manager, and perfect. So no interesting chats. There's some spam, interestingly, but okay, it's good. And yeah, if you're watching either like on Twitch or on YouTube, like feel free to put comments. I'm going to like read through them all and reply to them. So number 15. So what do we have here? So if we have a red dot, it's going to expand to like a square, a yellow square. If we have a blue dot, it's going to expand to orange plus. So this is going to be an X, this is going to be a plus. Now if you have a light blue, nothing happens. And if we have a pink, nothing happens. So it seems to be adding sides to the blue ones. And this one is going to be add yellow. Okay, so somebody asked me, how do you draw the shapes to the terminal? So this is the way it works, is matrix to where is it? Matrix to string. And so those are Unicode characters. And sadly there was no light blue one, so I use this one. And so for this, what you can do is Unicode character colored squares. And then I use this, and then you can have like all of the squares. You can have all of those circles. Hope it helps, Kaipak. And yes, fortunately, like all of the colors were like roughly one matching with this. The only issue, and so like blue, and so I searched for blue color, I think, or blue. Yep, and I found all of those. So I tried the heart, but the issue is the heart, the width in the terminal was like lower than this one, and so I ended up finding like the little planets that was working well. Cool. So okay, so now what we want to do is just iterate over all of the pixels, and I'm probably going to use extract shape since it's easier for me to iterate. And then if it's a blue one, then draw those things, and if it's a red one, draw those, and otherwise like just skip. Okay, so let's do it. So number 15. Number 15. Okay, so we're going actually this time we're going to copy the matrix, and so const shapes well, actually, we can actually just extract shapes of the inputs dot for each shape. And so if shape dot color equal so we said it was blue is one, then we want the const x equal shape 0 dot x, const y equal shape 0 dot y, and so we want output of y. Okay, so this is up, left, and down, and so we want it to be, okay, x, and so we want it to be, this one is orange. Orange is 7 equals 7, and so we want 4 of them. So -1 plus 1 minus 1 plus 1. Okay, so and then if shape.color equals to red is 2, and so we want yellow, which is 4. And okay, so now we want -1 minus 1 plus 1 plus 1, and so we want +1 minus 1 and -1 plus 1, and we return the output, and I think it should be working. Yep, training 15 is working. Nice, super easy. Okay, this one, yep, finally, like, I feel like I can speed run some of them, so this is good. So next one. Okay, so it seems like we're changing colors. So green is turning into yellow, so 3 turns into 4, blue turns into gray, so 1 turns into 5. Okay, so I need to actually write it down. Let me create a new test. Okay, so cons mapping equals, okay, so we said green, so 3 turns into 4, so 3 turns into 4. Next, blue, 1 turns into 5, then red turns into pink, so 2 turns into 6, then red into pink, so that's good. Okay, this is yellow, so that's good. And light blue, so 8 turns into 6. 8 turns into 6. Wait. 8 turns into 6. Okay, so we have multiple 1 turning into 6. So red. Oh no, this is 9. Okay, light blue turned into 9, sorry. 8 turned into 9. Then we have gray turned into blue, so 5 into 1. Okay, so this is the opposite. Okay, so we have the 2 colors. Then light blue, okay, so we already have this one, and this one turns into red. Okay, so this is the opposite. And so let's just make sure this one into light blue, yellow and green, yep, and then this and this, yep, that's good. Okay, so now how many do we have total? 1, 9, this is 0, so there's maybe, okay, not all of them are being used, but, and so, okay, so 4, 3, I need to swap 5, 1, 6, 2, and 9, 8. Okay, so mapping, and so for this I'm going to yeah, copy the input, sure. And so now for I equals 0, I below out width plus I, for let j equals 0, j height plus j this time, and so cons width equals get width input, cons height equals get height of the input. Perfect. And so now what I need to do is output j dot I equals mapping the input j dot I. and we return the outputs. Mapping is not a function. It's indeed not a function. Okay, and it passes. Wow, okay. So we are cruising. Yep. So next. Okay, what is going on here? Okay, so we have holes, and we need to fill in the holes. And we have holes, and we need to fill in the holes. So what we need to do is to be able to understand the pattern and filling the holes in the pattern. So it seems like we have a pattern horizontally and vertically. Okay, so what we probably need to figure out is like, do we have enough information? So we probably need to figure out like, is there like always one line? So we need to figure out like the cycle of the pattern. One thing I'm wondering is like if we can just look at one line and if we have enough information, or if we need to look at other lines and copy it. Yeah, it doesn't look like it because, so this one, so I feel like this one is like the center of the pattern, and this one doesn't have a full line. Oh, here, but at the top. Yep. So the top of this one never has a full line. So if you look at the blue, if you look one up, it doesn't have a full line. If you look at one up, it doesn't have a full line. And if you look at one up, it doesn't have the full line. Okay. So what we can, okay. So I think what we need to do is to figure out what is the size of the pattern, and then like reconstruct the pattern, and then like just copying the pattern over and over. So in this case, the pattern seems to be this one. No, so the pattern is probably this. All this that is being repeated over and over. Man, my head hurts. Okay. Yeah, I really need to know. So if I know what is the width of the pattern, then it's going to be super easy. So are all of the patterns square? Yeah, they're all square. Maybe I can try to find it by brute forcing. Yeah, I think I can find it by brute forcing. So I can try a pattern of one by one, and then check if this is matching. And so if the pattern of 1 by 1, if I copy it like it always matched, then that's good. But in this case, it doesn't work. So now I try a pattern of 2 by 2. And if it works, that's fine. Then I try 3 by 3 and 4 by 4 and everything. And if the pattern is working, then what I can do is, okay, so now I know the pattern is working. And so now I can fill the pattern based on like all of the original information. And once I have the actual like full pattern list, so in this case it would be like probably like something like this, then what I would do is be able to copy it over and over and then have all of this figured out. Okay. So I think this is going to be my strategy. I think this is going to work. Now I need 1 second. I'm running out of battery and I need to reset up a bit this room. Okay, so yeah, and I think we should start at the top left. Okay, so let's do a new one. So 17. So okay, so we're going to copy matrix. Yeah, we can copy it. Okay, so what we need to first do is to figure out like what is the pattern length. So we need to like we need to find a pattern. So okay, so let's pattern length equals 1. Let's try for 1. So we want to verify the pattern. Verify pattern. Okay. And so we want the pattern length and we want the inputs. Okay. So what we need to do is for let I equals 0, I with plus plus, okay, and then the pattern, that makes sense, plus plus I, okay, so we want to iterate both through the input and through the pattern length. So J, and J, and then for let x equals 0, x pattern length plus plus x, and for let y equals 0, y pattern length plus plus y. Okay, so now we have all of this, and let me remove my emails. Okay, so now, so const input color. So okay, so we want the input color, and we want the pattern color. So the input color is going to be input the J I, and the pattern color is going to be the input plus no, actually no. We just iterate through the outputs. So the input color is going to be JY, and so this one is going to be J modulo pattern length, and this is going to be I modulo pattern length. Okay, and so if input color equals 0 or pattern color equals 0, then we skip, like we don't know if the information is good. Otherwise, if input color is not equals to pattern color, so if they are different, then we return false. And if they are the same, we return true. So if none of them are false, then we return true. And so const width equals get width, width of the inputs. But so let pattern so for okay, let pattern length equals 1 for pattern length below the width plus pattern length. If verify pattern of the input and pattern length, then we break. And so console.log pattern length. Please work. Please work. Okay. So width. And so this should be height. And so const width equals get width of inputs and const height. So all of this would be, I'm going to try to install cursor next. Ooh, that's colors, okay. And I don't know what this, okay, so we want T1, okay. So we just want the 15, the 17, and so we want T1. Okay, 6. Oh, it found the pattern length. Is it 6? T1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then it repeats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it seems to be working. Okay. And oh, this is crazy. Okay, so it found this is pattern length is 6. Okay, so now let's try to all of the ones. So 9, 6, 7, 4. Yep. Okay, it seems to be working. I'm very surprised when I do something that's working. Okay, and so now what we need to do, now we know like this is the square, but the square may not be existing fully. So what we need to do is to actually fill it out. So function get pattern input pattern length. Okay, so we still do this. So const output equals build matrix of pattern length. And so now if either of them is 0, otherwise what we do is we do output j, okay, we do this one, outputs, okay, so if the pattern color, no, if the input color, so we don't need about this one, so if it's 0 we continue, otherwise we set the input color. Okay, and so we do it for everything. I mean, we could, but yeah. And so we return outputs. So now we const pattern equal get pattern of the inputs and the pattern length that we set, and then we need to submatrix. And so now for okay, and so now we need to copy pattern. So we're going to, so it's ugly, but the loop is working. So now copy pattern input. So this is going to be pattern, and going to be input is going to be output. Okay. So get with, so we don't build matrix. And so we said pattern, and so we said output the ji equals pattern. Okay. And so if output color is 0, nope, it's never going to be 0. This is this. Okay. Pattern length, copy pattern. Okay. And so now we get the pattern, and now we copy the pattern. So pattern output, and it's going to be pattern length. And so okay, output, and so now it should be working. Okay, so which one? Line 34. So get pattern. Okay, so we have the input, we have the pattern length, and so the output is a build matrix with 2, and now it's working. 17. Boom. Nice. Okay, I thought it was going to take more time, but we did it. I'm really happy I found like the logic of like finding the pattern and like how to like get it, so I'm happy. Okay, so next one. Oh wow, what's going on? Okay, so those two disappear. Okay, so if you do like when there's blue here, like blue, they disappear. And then when this happens, there's something being drawn between the green and the blue, and that connects to the yellow, and then there's like 2 next to the yellow. And so this one, the green and the blue, there's one here, and there's something between the yellow. Okay. So now what is happening? So this one disappears. And now between the blue and the red, and then this one is here, and then there's a spike here. And then this one, oh, I think the shapes are copied. Oh, okay, now I get it. Okay. So what's happening here is there's green, yellow, blue, and so this is the example, so it's being removed, and now this is rotated and copied here. So now this is the example, and so now this is rotated and displayed there. So now this is the same. So this is the example, and now this is rotated and displayed down. And now this is the example, and this is rotated and displayed down. And so now those are the two examples, and it's rotated and displayed down. So now how do we actually implement this? I have absolutely no clue. Okay, so I think finding the example is going to be easy. It's I need to do extract shapes, but then I need to allow for any colors together, and I need not to be in diagonal. Okay, so what I can do is, okay, hear me out. So I'm going to like the for each, I'm going to remove the diagonals, and now like they need to be contiguous, and so it's okay, contiguous, and I just need to like make sure they're not 0. So this is going to work, and this is going to find this one, this is going to find this is going to find this, and find this. So now I'm going to get the shapes, and now what I need to do is to figure out now what I can do is to figure out which one is the connectors, and so this is the one that has like more than one colored cell. Okay, so that's going to be good. And then what I need to do is to try to rotate it. So I'm glad I made my rotation function, and then try to put it there. So for example, so if I look for the blue one, so I pick one of the 3 random colors, so let's say like the first one, which is going to be like the red, and then I need to rotate the shape and see if I put it next to the red, does it actually fit? Does the other colors fit? And if it does, then I put it there and I'm good. And if it doesn't, then I rotate, so I rotate 3 times. And then now this is going, okay, and then I remove it from this and I paste it in the right place. So I'm pretty sure I'm not going to do all of this in 10 minutes. So now that I have the plan, what I'm going to do is to end the stream right now, and I'm going to take this on tomorrow. So thanks everybody, thanks Kaipak for tuning in, and see you tomorrow. Bye.